you should be paying the bitch tax to Solana because you're leaving like a bitch, bro.
I want to jump over to Chilled NFT. Was you were DMing me? Chilled NFT, go ahead.
Yo, GM, hope you're not chilled as fuck in this wild west of a market. Yeah, everyone is just agreeing with Frank like on this decision, and I want to play the devil's advocate here. So I'm not even though my words might be a little harsh, but Frank, I respect you. I mean, a lot less than I did yesterday, but I still respect you. But I do want to ask, like, what exactly is the utility of DeGods youths? Like, what have they done for the ecosystem? And don't come at me with the argument that we brought a lot of eyes to Solana through youth list, because those people will probably leave with you to MATIC now. So that argument is kind of done in my opinion. And other than that, like, what is the utility of Dust? Like, you bought and DeGods and youths in total because you bought a basketball team, right? And that was a failed experiment. I respect the failed experimenting, the experiments, I respect them, but that was a failure. And other than that, Dust utility is what, like staking and unstaking decodes or youths? In my opinion, that's not a utility. And in my final thoughts, like my only opinion, my only point is that you can leave, Frank. That's okay. Solana will thrive either way, with or without you. But when you start seeing Soul rise back up, I just hope you don't release a third collection and be like, oh my God, guys, we are coming back. Frank is coming back to Solana. No, you won't receive a warm welcome or a hug from me. At least from me, because I will remember this.
I mean, I might do it.
And I respect
I might have to
from
do it.
a yeah, now from a business perspective, I respect that. I know that there's not enough room, but you're leaving Solana when it's at its lowest. So I don't know how to feel about that. So much for the community, and we are for Solana is our home, right?
I mean, there's a lot of questions packed into that, but I have to start out by saying that there's no promises. And if Soul goes back and starts pumping, I might have to do the third collection, bro. Might have to drop it on Soul. I don't know. I can't promise I won't. But no, man. I mean, look, I don't think there's a great way for me to answer the question until you answer like what in your mind is utility for an NFT. Like, what would you describe? Because I think people have different answers. So, like, if I say that being part of a strong community and making really close friends in a community is like a strong utility. I know there's a lot of people that will laugh at that. And there's other people that would laugh at the idea that you're getting exposure to a software company by owning a fucking JPEG. And so it's like it goes both ways, I think, in terms of how we define utility. So I guess my question would be, what is like good utility in your mind? Because the biggest NFT collections on ETH, for example, like CryptoPunks is big because it doesn't have utility. Like Bored Apes, I mean, their utility is that you get IP to your ape at first, and you get airdrops for more NFTs. Like that's the utility, and those are the biggest NFTs in the ecosystem. And so, I mean, I would be curious to hear your answer to that question. Like, what defines utility to you?
I mean, the thing is, right, Solana Monkey business does not have a utility, but they are also not leaving from this ecosystem to go to Aptos or Matic, right? So even though that they don't have they just have that community utility, quote unquote, but they are still here, right? And utility, in my opinion, there are a lot of great examples like Blocksmith Labs, Elixir, Hades Swap, I mean ABCs, Famous Fox. Like people wanna shit on OK Bears,
Let's
at least
unpack.
they
Let's
are.
unpack those. I'm super down. Like, let's do it. Let's unpack it. ABC, as an example. If you read what the utility is, you stake for a coin. The coin basically will allow you to auction on daily NFTs that get minted called Hades that you can auction for. And since everyone's going to auction for these NFTs, that's what gives the coin value. Like, I swear on my fucking life, go look at the tokenomics. That's the utility. But because he brands himself as a builder, like that's considered building. And then similarly with Blocksmith Labs, I'm a huge fan. But have you noticed what Blocksmith Labs is doing over time? They started out as being a pure utility project, and then they figured out that's not how the game exactly works, and they've been moving more towards brand. They did an art upgrade. Like people start figuring it out over time, bro. It's like I've made an active choice to like not label our project as a builder project because that's bearish, honestly. Like honestly, it's better to be a community based project. It's better to surprise people, get people excited, and have your community bond and get really close together to be diehard for every metric. Show me a metric in the fucking ecosystem that doesn't point back to those being the best levers to do it. So for me, I'm like, as much as I want to have the answer, like, oh, we build this software, whatever, it's like we started building software that was valuable. You know what we did? Instead of like instead of fucking figuring out some convoluted business model of how we can do a rev share with our, with our holders, we built an incentive mechanism that makes it so that we have an entire software company that's building hit software products for our projects. And if it's a hit, they're incentivized because then they go sell that to other projects and Web2 brands. And that's literally our business model. So in that way, we're building a pretty high revenue, high margin fucking software business, but we're not like trying to market ourselves as builders. I barely even talk about it because that's like the boring shit that people don't really need to fucking, hear me ramble on about every day. I'd much rather our project be focused on exciting things that are happening. And let me just end by saying this because I hear this every day and it's kind of hilarious. And I'm trying to be an adult on the timeline because my tweets will get taken out of context, but it's a Twitter space, so whatever. Dude, like, it's way fucking easier to not leave. Like, it's infinitely 1 million times so much easier to just like do nothing. Like, I could just do that, right? Like, people are like shitting on me. Like, I'm showing up, I'm doing shit, I'm proactive, I'm working on our fucking projects. You know how fucking easy it would be for me to just not do any of those things? Like, I don't know, man. I'm sad that you're not gonna mint our fucking project when we come back to Solana. When Solana hits all-time highs again, I'll literally do it on the day Solana hits $260, just in spite, just as a joke, but for real. And I'm not even kidding. But dude, I don't know, man. Like, I'm sorry that you're super upset at what we're doing, but again, I point to you at everything you just said, and I'm just like, man, I don't know why you're bitter about it. Like, that's just the way the fucking game works. And again, it'd just be so much easier for us to just do nothing and just jerk off all day.
I mean, from the business side of things, I respect that. But as a Solana guy, I don't appreciate it. And that's fine. You can do it. I mean, it will be better for my bags in the long term. So do your best. I'm rooting for you. I just want to circle back to what Frank said about me being bitter about you leaving. Frank, it's not about that for me. For all I care, you can go to Aptos, Near, or fucking Tezos. I don't really have any opinion
I
on
didn't say
that.
that, by the way. I
But
didn't say you're
what?
bitter.
No, 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 no. Let
No,
me please let me complete that.
I said you were like upset at me, but I didn't say you were bitter about me leaving. I feel like you'd be happy that we're leaving.
So I have a question for you. I have a few questions for you. What about the liquidity that you sucked out of this ecosystem? Like what about you being the biggest collection and then turning off royalties after making bags, millions on huge, the impact it had on the market, the royalties being off. And also you did say about Hades swaps. I want to talk about that. That Hades token was announced that like 2 days ago. Before that, Hades swap had a lot going on for them. So shitting on them won't really help your case. And also, I want to end my rant with just one thing. Remember how you created the bitch tax? Like, you should be paying the bitch tax to Solana because you're living like a bitch, bro. I'm sorry. There's no sweet way of saying that. I respect you, but that is the truth in my opinion.
You can have your own opinions, but at the end of the day, like, the numbers don't lie. And if you think that we've drained liquidity from this ecosystem, I would just point to the fact that not one, not two, but all three of our collections are literally the top NFTs in trading volume on this blockchain. And if there's, I don't know a better metric to determine like who is the contributed, to this like ecosystem better or more. So at the end of the day, man, like, I have so much of love for Solana. I do a lot behind the scenes to help other projects do well. There's a lot of dirty laundry that I don't air out because it would hurt other people's projects. And dude, like, you're gonna be mad at me, and nothing I say is gonna change your mind. But most people will have no fucking idea how much I've tried to help and how much I will continue to do. But it's all good, like, dude, I love you. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for your thoughts and
I
opinions.
love you too, friend.